Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now joining us, you're watching Zeitgeist Live, a weekly live public access TV show broadcast out of Austin, Texas. What you just saw was me doing a little live get down. Yes, and now I'm live talking to you. I might be a little sweaty, but that's okay. I'm in it. I'm here. Let's do this. Joining me now is Mr. Frank Flores. Frank is the regional chapter coordinator for the Southern Texas chapter, which is really the Rio Grande Valley, also known as the Valley to Texans. Frank, thanks for being with us, brother.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, and I appreciate you bundling up in the jacket. As you can see, Frank has a blue shirt on underneath here. We didn't get that to him, so it would just be a little too distracting if we were to do this whole interview. So he's been kind enough to...
Also, it's cold here in Austin.
Well, that's relative.
Yes.
Frank, man, no, seriously, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here representing the Rio Grande Valley, the Zeitgeist movement down there.
Yeah, man. Tell us about the Rio Grande Valley chapter. How many members do you have?
Currently, we have about 15 members that are active in the group and doing activism activities and attending. We also have about 50 on the mailing list, and we expect to grow in the coming months. So
yeah,
we're very excited about that.
Yeah, especially after the third film coming out.
That's right.
We also expect to grow. I think the whole movement is definitely going to be growing after that. After the film comes out. Speaking of the film, do you have any? You have a screening lined up at all?
We are expecting to hammer out the details finally for a screening here at our local South Texas College auditorium venue, and we plan on allowing the public to see the film for free using that theater.
That's awesome.
So,
what's the name of the school?
South Texas College is the name of the college.
Okay, and that's located where?
It's in McAllen, Texas.
McAllen?
On Pecan Road.
Okay, cool. Excellent, man.
So maybe somebody was watching today and they're watching from your area online. I mean, is there anything that they can do within their school if they want to get in contact with anybody?
If you're watching anywhere, even if it's not in my area, I would hope that you, if you are interested and you are attending a college or university, please form a student organization. And that will greatly increase not only your numbers, but allow your local chapters access to meeting rooms and things like that.
Absolutely.
So it's a very important thing to have, and we're very fortunate to have a professor that's very interested in the Zeitgeist movement.
Oh, that's huge.
Working with us.
Yeah, that's huge. You got a professor that's interested.
They love talking about this stuff.
Yeah,
especially sociology professors.
Yeah, they do. Frank, man, something that I would like to ask you, and if you wouldn't mind sharing, what led you to where you are now? What led you to care enough? Yeah, we sweating. What led you to care enough about the world enough to actually take the initiative to become a chapter coordinator? And were you always open-minded, or was there a moment that happened where you really popped open, or? Well,
throughout the entirety of my life personally, money was always a problem, in my family and for others in my community. So, I always thought this money stuff was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
And as I grew older, weird things started to happen in the world about, foreclosures and banks, banks going up and things like that. And I always had somewhere in the back of my mind that there's something really wrong going on, but, I never knew the answer until I saw the Zeitgeist films back in the later half of this decade. And after a couple of years of thinking about it and discussing it with my friends and my family members, I decided that, this is something that we should all be dealing with. And that's what led me to become a coordinator.
And have you found resistance from friends or family members that you approach with this information, or?
It's up and it varies. There's my friends have been really resistant in the beginning, but over a couple of years, we talked about it a lot, and actually attending members now. So
wow.
we turned some of those around. My family members they vary.
Yeah.
Some are very against it. Some, my mother, in fact, is a part of the movement. So awesome. There's a wide array.
Awesome.
In my particular family about that.
It's good to know you have support system and people that can come to an agreement that stuff's a little looking crazy out there right now.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why having a chapter, initiating a chapter, is so huge, because you have people that you can connect with and bond with about this issue. I was feeling alienated a few months ago and just had to sit down with Pete and Ryan, the other two people I knew that were a part of the local chapter here, and we just had a sit-in, and we just met for a couple hours and talked, and it was so good for me to do that with you guys, and that's kind of how the whole TV show actually came about as well. Just coming together and hanging out and talking,
Yeah.
and we came up with some ideas, and hence Zeitgeist Live is what emerged.
Yeah.
Emerged.
That's
So-
a great project, by the way. I really enjoy watching you guys when I get a chance.
Thanks, Frank, man.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It's just
Yeah.
like, we're doing the best we can. Each week we all have lives and, families, and so, but appreciate that. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
No problem.
Well, Pete, do you have a?
Yeah, I want to get an idea of we're going to watch the movie. There's going to be the movie coming up January 15th. For most of the world, for us, it's going to be on the 16th. 60 different countries simultaneously with 20 different languages. I don't know any other movie that has been able to pull off a feat quite like this. Maybe an idea of after it goes viral. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think? Is the media going to react to it? I don't know. Give me a prediction. Anything. The first thing that comes to your mind. What do you?
Making predictions is dangerous, especially on tape. But I think one of the things that might happen is that the media finally takes a real notice about what we're doing.
Yeah.
Especially if we can throw those kind of numbers out about an independent film, especially that has a global movement behind it.
Yeah.
Everyone should be writing into their local papers and news broadcasts and things like that to start getting them prepared for what's coming, and I think they better not be caught off guard.
That is a great message for everybody at home.
And for us as well.
Yeah.
We need to be approaching our local newspapers and news stations and letting them know about. I was thinking that having it on the 16th would actually give the newspapers and other people maybe that last minute nudge to come down and participate in the screening of the film, because maybe it makes enough buzz on the 15th, on the day of, where they can say like, oh well, wow, it's also happening here in Austin today. Let's go check it out. Just a thought.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I would like to begin transitioning into our full roundtable discussion and opening up the phone lines for you at home that would like to call in and participate. This roundtable discussion we're going to be talking about transparency with the WikiLeaks happening right now, and it's like I feel like transparency is just unavoidable with our technological process. It's almost unavoidable for us to keep secrets, to hide secrets and things like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to watch the first 2.5 minutes of the documentary I was speaking of earlier in the show, called Wiki Rebels, the documentary. And when we come back, we're going to have Chad and Eric are going to join us, and we're going to have a nice little roundtable discussion and take your phone calls.
Can't wait.
Julian, welcome. It's been reported that WikiLeaks has released more classified documents than the rest of the world's media combined. Can that possibly be true?
Yeah, can it possibly be true? It's a worry, isn't it? That the rest of the world's media is doing such a bad job that a little group of activists is able to release more of that type of information than the rest of the world press combined.
Picking up the wounded. Returning information engage. Light them all up. Come on, fire.
Good evening. They're the secret files from the Iraq
Die
war.
internetplattform WikiLeaks fast.
Det är webbplatsen WikiLeaks som publicerat omkring 400 000 sidor hemligstämplade amerikanska dokument.
WikiLeaks have made public the most extensive classified military and diplomatic material ever. What they've released is challenging and provoking governments with skeletons in their cupboards all over the world.
We should condemn the disclosure of any classified information by individuals and organizations.
The people who are in power will not give that power away freely. That is just unfortunately a fact of nature.
The Defense Department demands that WikiLeaks return immediately all versions of documents obtained directly or indirectly from the Department of Defense databases or records.
It's only now that the true story behind the development of this closed organization is coming to light. But while the world's discussing whether Assange is a rapist or a saint, WikiLeaks continue to pursue their own political agenda.
Every release that we do of material has a second message, and that is we set examples. If you engage in immoral, in unjust behavior, it will be found out, it will be revealed, and you will suffer the consequences.
What we have here is a new breed of rebel, IT guerrillas without a national base. Student digs, coffee bars and server rooms. These are their command and control centers spread all over the world, and the battle's already started.
There's a general in charge of 120 Defense Intelligence Agency personnel targeting this institution and its products.
Sounds good for them.
Having sex without a condom, I think.